Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. This is Minifigure Illusion reporting from somewhere on Brick Ship Earth. Boom. So here we are for number bag 3. Number bag 3 in the dream. And we're here. See if anyone tunes in for a minute, but you may be watching this at a later date. So here we stand. Here's where we are in our build so far with the first 2 number bags. We have the Mandalorian, the baby Yoda right there, or the child, or Goigle or whatever, and then we got a Scout Trooper right there. And oh, there's something loose. What's that? Oh, the control panel. Let's see. I think that's, oops, how's that supposed to go on? Oops. All right, there we go. And so there we are with that. That's the, looks like that's the frame. It's super solid. It's not playing around. So with that said, we're on number bag 3. We aren't doing the stickers, so that Owl, we can do those with Owl at another time. We get our handy dandy instruction manual. We like. We got our bags we're saving, and number bag 3 on a Sunday night here in the dream. 5. There's another 6. 4. Number 3 is just a standalone bag, I think. It is 4. 2 4s, a 6, 2 6s, and a 5. What's happening, Tyler Farr? Hola, ¿cómo estás usted? And yeah, here we are. Here's the fancy box that we've got going on. And there's the secret code. Is there a secret? Find the secret code to unlock something. The Razor Crest. 1,023 pieces. We're making that. We're just hanging out. We're gonna click some bricks. And I gotta remember to get a picture this time of the bag when I open it here. All right, we got the book set up. Where are we at? The book here. We'll get this to the right page. Number bag 3. Free as a bird. Brick clicking. All right. Yeah, here we are on a Sunday night. Getting ready for our Monday. For some people, it's Monday. For many people, it is still Sunday. We're here. We're stoked about it. All right, we're pretty far along in the book here. Yes, we are. You know what? I made a mistake. I don't have my glasses. And I think they might all be in the car, so I'm going to have to fake it. I can use this if I have to. All right, number bag 3 it is. How's everyone doing out there in the dream? So let's see, what do we got here? This is, I didn't take the picture last time. I got that. Oh, a couple pieces hiding out. then there we go. We got the picture. All right, now we know what's in each bag. Yeah, we had a chill weekend. We went and stayed with our friends up in Montecito. We went and stayed up at their house, and got they have Owl's little best friend that he's known since he was born. It was her birthday, so we went up there and they had spent the weekend like birthday partying together on the weekend, and then she has some older brothers and an older sister and good friends with the mom. So we went and hung out up there and just basically like chilled. All right, I should get my glasses, but first thing is assemble a droid here. Get your droid on, yo. It's not just any droid. It's the IG-1-111. It's that shooter thing, right? Causes all the trouble. Bad droid. It's a bad droid. Troublemaking droid. And where's its head? So it gets a pistola right there. Bam. Oh, it needs something on its back to hold its back together. So yeah, man, it was a nice weekend. We went and swam in the pool. Basically just hung out. I went for a mountain bike ride this morning with the teenage son. Classic was this is a printed piece. Where's that? Look at this. This is a printed piece here. The head of this droid is printed. Look at that. We got the printed piece. Well, that's cool. That's cool. So yeah, we went for a big mountain bike ride, and I was smoked. The air was super dry, but the hottest was I went mountain biking with the teenager, and the teenager, just classic teenager, had the electric bike. I had to go ride with some dude with an electric bike. And I'm like, I'll take it. I will take pedal power any day, dude. Just for the buzz, just for the free LSD, man. But yeah, it was pretty classic. So I went pedaling with this dude. I don't even think the kid broke a sweat. I'm like lugging up a mountain. So there's the IG-111 right here. Let's get this in there so you can take a peek at the IG-111 and all its glory. Boom. The IG-111. And how's the vibe in Southern California? You know, it's hard to say. The people without cloth on their face have big smiles, and it seems like the people without cloth on their face are frowning underneath their cloth. That's about all I can say for sure. The vibe, I don't know. I mean, that's the thing when you kind of like we kind of roll hard with this family. And we kind of live in our own weird bubble, you know, like for us, we're like killing it. I don't know about everybody else. But it was cool. So it was the birthday vibe. So Al went with the other family to golf and stuff, and went and played some golf and miniature golf. Here, wait, I got a photo for you. Let's see, where's a photo for you? Well, this is Al and his little buddy doing some miniature golf right there. So that was cool. Like it's that thing. I think we're just making the best of it. I don't know what's going on, man. It's all exhausting to me. But it's kind of chill. Like these people, this mom, she's a single mom. So we go up there, and she's a good friend of ours. And look at this new piece right there. Look at this. I've never seen one of these before. Look at that. It's like a 2x3. It's like a 3x3 wedge. Look at that. Oh, fancy pants. So we go hang with their. We're all spiritually fit. Her teenage son's like 16. He's dialed in like spiritually, and I don't know. You just go hang out with some other people, get some fresh perspective going about what is or isn't happening. I don't know. No one really knows what's going on, man. But it was chill. I realize, like I'm kind of stuck in my own head a lot, I think that's for all of us. Maybe I can only speak for myself, I guess, really, but it's nice just to like hang out and talk to some other people that you trust, if you will. We talked a lot about what we're going to do to educate our children moving forward into the future, like that's a pretty important topic right now, I'd say, is trying to figure out what we're doing with the educating our littles, because the teenagers he's old enough, man. He's doing his thing. But the mom we hang out with, she's super alternative. Like she's pretty hip. And the irony is like the coolest person I really know in this whole scene down here in Southern California is a full lefty. Like she's a full like hip, like a real lefty. So she's not a kook. We have full, like she knows I'm a full like on the right of it all type of person, dude. So it's like that's what I mean. She's like a genuine person. So it's cool. We have like real good conversations about stuff. And all right, let's see this all. Look at this. We're getting this all together. So yeah, we talked a lot about what we're doing moving forward with trying to educate our children and keeping them out of the education system, and what we're doing about avoiding the sauce and all that kind of stuff. It was there we go. Let's see, can I get there? It is. That's locked in there, dude. Look at that swing. And Dan Z's in there, Cole, all the scraps in the house. And yeah, I think it's funny. Oh, look at this. I've never seen one of these before either. Look at that piece right there. A 3x3 with the wedge going on in the corner. But yeah, it was a good vibe, man. I was just super stoked because we keep Owl's pretty much hung with us like his whole life. And this one family, and everything got real thin over the, as you can imagine, everything's gotten real thin over the last year as far as like people you can hang out with and trust. Like we have like like two other people that like we roll with that are like cool. So, so like Owl stays pretty close with us, but like he's super in with this other family. So it was cool. He went with them today. Like he went on his first like field trip by himself. I was super stoked, and he didn't want to go at first. He was like, "Nah, I don't really want to go. It's cool." And I'm like, "No, you should go." But the other mom, he loves her. She's known him since she was born, and she talked to him. And the minute she talked to him, he was like, "All right, I'll go." And so he went. And he went to golf and stuff and did the whole thing and had a full adventure and came home and was just super stoked and like just talking about his story and what they were doing. And it's that weird thing where you're like, you get super stoked to see your child flourishing, because you really do see how things have been stunted. Like I had a good talk with the mom about it all, man. She's like, look, we're just going to do the best we can. And, we're all about the kids. Like, she's super hip. That's what's so ironic. Like, the true lefties are hip. Did I just do all this backwards? No, I didn't. But, so yeah, we agreed we're coming up with the plan. We're gonna actually all go up to we're making a plan to go out to Utah in the spring for a while and go camping, and we're also gonna we're gonna go up to Mammoth. They have a cabin up in Mammoth, so we're gonna go up to Mammoth for a couple days at the end of the month. And we kind of just solidified a vibe. It was a super positive weekend. And I think for me, like, I realized a lot this weekend is there's definitely a feeling of isolation. And I was talking to her about, like most of the people that I used to call my friends, man, they've taken the journey to the dark side, kind of. They've decided to choose insanity over reason and stuff. And I just live in a whole different lifestyle. So it's there's that. I think it's funny. I was talking with her, and we talk all the time, and I was just talking about like you don't really realize how like isolated you are sometimes in this new landscape, because it's like it just sort of it is what it is, right? And then you get to talking and you're like, wow, like I really haven't you're trying to figure all this stuff out. Wait a second. Something seems wrong here. Oh, I put on these wrong. I put those on wrong right there. They want to be like that. Linking it all together. And it was a good thing, because it gave me a chance to kind of cross-reference myself, because self can't reveal self to self, right? Self can only be revealed by somebody else or something else or an event. And so it was cool kind of to talk to someone else, because we like, these were the people that we quarantined with in the beginning of this whole thing a year ago. Like we like quarantined for like 6 weeks together, before we realized it was stupid, and we were like, it's time to go return back to like our lives. But it's let's see what's going on here. Oh, I didn't fix that one. I see. But yeah, it's I don't really know what I'm getting at. Look at that right there. That's a pretty big build. I guess what I'm saying is you just sort of get stuck every now and then, and you sort of need someone to tell you to wake up a little bit. Like, wake up. You know, it's sort of like what we do on the other channel, right? Like, my job is to sort of like help other people wake up, if you will. But I got to go to people too to like check in with what's going on, you know? Like, I got to go compare notes and have someone else like hold my feet to the fire and be like, hey, like this is where you're kind of like missing it a little bit. You know, you're not fully dialed in. I love the red. You know, I love those reds right there. Look at that. Those are nice looking right there. I'll put these on and I'll stop for a second, read some comments, see what's going on. Well, we'll finish this page too. And then it was nice to blow myself out mountain biking today too. I can tell you that much. I think I'm doing this right. What do you think, Baby Yoda? You're right there. You tell me. You tell me, Baby Yoda. Oh, what's going on? I mean, on the here. Wait, on just a second. We'll talk Lego in a second. All right, where are we at? Well, there we are. It's coming together. Got some wings going on. Let's see. PJ's in the house. That's awesome. Sounds like Al had the best time, dude. He really did have a great time. Click that brick, dude. Nice for Al. Different things and new experiences. Yeah, I was super stoked to see Al like happy to like go have an adventure with someone that's not us. You know what I mean? Like, I love adventuring with Al, but it was nice to see how stoked he was to be doing something with somebody else. It's because we've all, you know, everyone's had to stay close the last year. It's dude, all right, PJ's got a question. Hey, dude, question. Might not be for the Lego channel and totally understand that, but do you have a lot of anger after the fire? If so, how did? No, I did not. I wasn't angry about the fire, man. That's a legitimate question. I just don't like talking about the other stuff, really. I just don't want to talk about anything that gets me too like fired up. But no, that's a good question, PJ. No, yeah, the reds are nice, aren't they? All the scraps. No, I wasn't angry about the fire, man. That was something that I was spiritually fit for. I wasn't even angry when the wife left me or any of that stuff for a bit. Like, I really had to just be like, I realized that it was all meant to be. I think that when you live in a fire prone area, and this is where people don't take responsibility for themselves. We'll chat for a second before we click some more bricks. Like, you can't live in like the Santa Monica Mountains and not expect your house to burn down at some point. It's part of the environment. It's part of the culture. It's part of the lifestyle. So, you know, we lived way on top of that mountain up there. And when those fires kick in the fall, with the Santa Ana winds, you know, it could come. So, I mean, and I had my house burned down when I was in 93, same deal. Big Santa Ana fire burned down the parents' house. So, it kind of comes with the territory. So what's going to happen. There's a potential for it happening. And I think when you get far enough along with like being spiritually like advanced or advancing your spirituality, you begin to not attach to material goods. Like I loved living where we lived, and like, yeah, it sucked to lose all my stuff and all my boxes of photos and trinkets and my hat collection that people had sent me over my years of YouTube and all my YouTube art that people had sent me and all that, the letters. And, I lost about like all my stuff. But I was also very aware of like the, I don't know, the energy field that I inhabit. And I think that I needed to lose all my stuff, if that makes sense. Like I needed to give it all back. And I think that's one of the things that people don't realize in life is we're just temporarily using this stuff. We're just temporarily like have this stuff in our position. This isn't my Lego ship. Yeah, I bought it in a box and it was sent to me, but like ultimately, if I take good enough care of this will be in somebody else's hands at some point, whether it's Owls or some other Lego fan or it just ends up in a landfill. You know what I mean? Like, so it's all temporary. And I think when you understand that on a deeper fundamental level, you don't get so like spun out about it. I don't know. I mean, I think it's hard for people to understand who haven't gone through the experience. Like, I guess I could have been all angry about who am I going to be angry about, dude? Like who am I going to be angry about? The wind, the plants that catch on fire. Like, should I be mad at Edison, who's the wind knocked down the power lines? Yeah, we got a lawsuit against it. We're in the giant lawsuit against Edison. But what's getting angry about it going to do? That's what lawyers are for, man. No, I don't do the getting angry about stuff like that. I get more angry about my shoelaces, dude, not getting tied up, dude. Yeah, Lego building words of wisdom. Yeah, trying. Well, it's hard to I think that's what a lot of people are going through right now is realizing that the attachment to the material world is their Achilles heel. And I'm super grateful that I went through that 2 years ago, right? So I look at it now as like when this whole thing came up this last year, right? Like most people got super afraid is because they're attached to their lifestyle. They're attached to their possessions and where they live and how they live and what they do. And I understand that completely. I totally understand that. But I've been through enough of life where I know that truthfully is the only thing that can bring me down. As once where am I supposed to connect this to? I'm so confused. Where does this connect to? It says there. Does it connect like right there? I mean, it wasn't easy. Like, I'll tell you that much. Like, it wasn't like some like, like easy, like willy-nilly, like type of thing. It was super difficult. Like, it was difficult, but was I angry? No. Was I bummed? Yeah. I mean, I loved living where I lived, but I look at it now. I guess you get a chance to look backwards a little bit and you realize that, that's the missing piece that helped out right there. It was a 2 stack, not a 1 stack right there. God was doing for me what I couldn't do for myself, right? Like me and my wife had a lot of stuff we needed to work out. We had a bunch of stuff we needed to figure out. And we were kind of too comfortable, and we were really uncomfortable in that comfort, if that makes any sense. Like, we were just stuck in the rhythm, and then the fire came and burned it all down, and literally everything burned down. And that was enabled us to get a kind of a second chance at it all. I will tell you that having been through sobriety really helped. I mean, I don't know if a person who's hasn't had a major life altering journey in life could take it on like I did. Like, I applied a lot of what I learned in Alcoholics Anonymous to coping with what occurred in the fire. And let's not forget, it was a community thing. So not only did my house burn down, but another 500 people's houses burned down too. So it wasn't exactly an experience where it was isolated, if that makes any sense. There was a lot of other people that weren't dealing with it so well, and who were super bummed. So I would look at my scene and be like, dude, I'm just grateful that I'm not that freaked out about it, because there were other people there's other people that are pissed to this day about it. And I guess that's the thing I'm saying is I don't want to live like that. I don't want to be pissed about stuff like that. I don't want to waste, there's enough to be tense about in this life, more or less, getting you just got to kind of move on. I know people that right now that are still mad about the fire, but what are you going to get mad at? I have photos of the airplanes trying to save our house. You know what I mean? There's photos of those fire retardant airplanes dropping fire retardant on our home. They tried. They gave it their effort. It wasn't like some people's houses who burned down in the fire, they were literally, the fire department watched and just sat back and watched them burn down. I think if I'd been sitting there and the fire department was parked in front of my house and it burned down, I might be pissed. But that wasn't my story. I'm fortunate like that. But yeah, it's a definitely, that's a good question, PJ, for sure, dude. Let's see, where are we at? Nice build. Yeah, this is a good one, Liz C. Totally good build, man. I'm fired up on it, dude. Trust your instincts, dude. Comfortability kills conviction. Yeah. I'll tell you, looking back on it, and it's tested who we were. We found out who we were as people. Yeah, it sucked, but we found out that we're not those people that are all like that. Now, I'm not putting a judgment on anyone who is like that, but we just were we found out we're not total kooks, that's sort of comforting, I think. The ability to walk away from it all and just be all right, it's I've been helped. So that's funny. Life gives you you can use your trauma. It was very traumatic. I'll tell you that. It was a traumatic experience. When the wind blows all hard, Owl gets he doesn't so much anymore. He used to get super nervous about it and be is our house going to burn down? I think it's more probably gnarly for Owl than us, because he was like, one day he went from like having a house and all his toys to like he didn't have a house. And it was the wind. So when the wind comes up all crazy, he asks, "Is our house going to burn down today?" I got to be like, "Nah, our house isn't going to burn down today." But I also thought that day too. So, but it's one of those things. I like the Baby Yoda's got his little spot there. He's just hanging for the build. It's a journey though. So I was getting back. So if you're lucky enough in this life, you get to use your traumatic experiences to help another dude. So we were doing the Sermon on the Mount meeting like a month ago, and this dude showed up all shot out, and he's like, dude, my house burned down. I lived way up in the mountains above Topanga, dude. My house just burned down, and I'm horrified. And he had a very similar story. Like lost all his stuff. He just got his truck and his kid, and I went and gave this dude my number. I go, "Look, dude," I told him my story. I go, "Look, I've been through what you've been through, and I'm here, man. You need any help?" That dude called me the other day and was like, "Hey, man," he asked me the same question you asked me, PJ. That's what's interesting. He's like, "What did you do about the anger about your house burning down?" And I was like, "Well, I'm not angry about it." He's like, "Well, what do you mean?" And I was like, "Well, I was graced enough to be sober enough not to have to be angry about it. But I go, what I did do to help myself in that space to avoid being angry about it is I went and gave it back." And he's like, "What do you mean you gave it back?" I go, I went back up to where we lived, and I gave it back. I gave it back to the I don't quite understand how this goes on. I gave it back to the universe. I gave it back to God. I gave it back to the thing. And I asked him, I go, have you been up to where you lived and to where the house burned down and made peace with the rubble? Like, have you sat with the rubble yet and made peace with it? And he's like, no. And I go, yeah. You go, if you don't have closure with it, if you don't go up and thank God for the experience you had in that house and all the memories and all of that, I go, all that stuff doesn't disappear, man. It lives with you. Time's not linear. Time's cyclical. And, you need to go back up and thank God for the experience. I mean, you saw the video where I went up there and found my wedding ring and stuff. My wife made a cool Christmas present with the old wedding ring. But, you got to go in and you got to go sort of take care of it. And it was cool. I talked to this dude for like an hour about it, man. And it was funny because I sensed, and this is what's so interesting, I did sense that he wanted me to tell him that he could be angry about it. And I was like, no, because he was like, well, this and that and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, look, man, anger's a waste of time, dude. Especially about something that's done, dude. Like I go, you got to get on with your life, man. Like you can be angry about it. Like you have that right. But I go, what's that going to do for you? Like, what good's that going to do? I go, that's why you have lawyers. That's why you have all these things. You're sure you're not angry about something else? And maybe you're angry at something else. And I go, that's where you need to look, because if you're angry, it's usually not what you think it is. I've learned that about anger in my life. Like, I'm generally, if I'm angry about something, it's because there's something else going on, and what I'm think that I'm legitimately angry about in front of me usually isn't what I'm really angry about. 'Cause again, anger left to itself is sort of a victim thing. Like you can be angry, you have the right to be angry and stuff, but anger, like, after its initial phase, if it isn't sort of put into check, is like an excuse to be a victim from my personal journey with anger. Like, you're talking to a dude who used to be really angry about a lot of stuff once upon a time. And I found that the reason I was angry at most of this stuff is because I was allowing myself to be powerless, because I didn't want to take responsibility for myself and be like, I'm here in this circumstance, so what am I going to do with it? And it's I don't think it's any different than what's going on now. Like, that's what was cool about hanging out this weekend with this mom, because she was kind of putting me into check about exactly what I'm talking about. Like, just making sure that you're not angry about what's going on, because being angry about it is a super toxic energy. But being frustrated about it and allowing yourself to be angry is okay. It's just staying angry is the toxic thing. Like, if you stay angry about stuff, man, it just turns into like a cancer. It's like mind cancer. It's just as bad as fear, dude. And so, like, I try not to get too angry. Like, I'm not angry about anything that's going on. Like, I get frustrated, and sometimes I don't feel like I have answers, which will get me angry. And then I'll be like, I can't stay in anger, because anger keeps me from a solution, if that makes any sense. If I stay angry too long, that means I'm not looking for a solution. I'm not trying to I'm just sitting there being a victim. You get what I'm saying? Is like, there's the anger, the first pulse of anger, like, this sucks, or whatever it may be. But then after that, like, it's up to me to do something about my life. And that's sort of what I'm getting at, is if I want to just stay angry about stuff forever, well, that's sort of lame. I don't get what I'm supposed to do right here. Like, there's this little flappy piece, flappity flap. So yeah, I could be the most angry dude on the planet, really. Hiroshima, Nagasaki could raise his head at any given moment. But generally speaking, nowadays, like, I don't like to live like that. I know better. You know what I mean? Like, I do know better. Like, what? Why does it do that? I don't know why it does that. It seems weird. It seems like it's waiting for something. Maybe it's not. It seems like it wants to sit on the thing, but we'll see. All right, that's maybe we'll do number bag 4 too. We feeling 4-ish? Where are we at? I remember living in Santa Monica for a while after the fire. You made a video at the pier with Al by the arcade. It was a totally different vibe than up on the mountain. I felt for you guys. Yeah, I was heavy, dude. Yeah, that scene with me and Owl down in Santa Monica. Yeah, it was gnarly, dude. Our lives had been turned upside down. That's what I'm saying is like our lives had been turned upside down. There wasn't any space to be angry about stuff. It was like figuring out how to like live. You know what I mean? Like there wasn't any like I think anger is a real comfortable thing. Like I think you get to be angry if you're like get to go sit on your couch and sit and stew about it. I go, when Owl and I, after the fire, when we were in Santa Monica, we didn't have time to be angry. We were trying to like find a place to live. We were trying to figure out what we were going to do with how we were going to put our lives back together. You know what I mean? Like our whole community had burned down. Our whole home had burned down. We lost all our possessions. My wife wanted a divorce. Like we were separated all of a sudden, dude. It was just me and him staying in some person's house we didn't even really know that well, who just like let us stay in their studio to be cool. And we're down there and like, yeah, we just didn't have any time to be angry, man. Like we didn't have the luxury to sit back and be angry. I think most people don't realize that anger is a luxury, dude. Most people that are getting a raw end of the deal are so busy trying to live. I don't have time to be angry. They got to go like pick potatoes or like, pump the well and get water out. Like, yeah, when the chips are down, when like life's brutal and burly and gnarly, dude, you don't have time to be angry. You got to figure out how to like live. And I'll tell you, that's the great blessing of that fire was 4 is too gnarly, dude. I was gonna do 4, but it's too much stuff going on. All right, we're here with that. That's sort of what I'm getting at. Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for making me think about it, PJ. Thanks for expanding on that, man. Dealing with some anger myself. Hearing you speak just puts things into a good perspective. Kind of loops into the self-responsibility, accountability, I feel like. Yeah, it's totally up to you, man. Like, I'll tell you this. It's kind of cool we're talking about it as we're building this because when that moment came, like there was a jumping off moment. There was a moment about a week after it where I could have gone the other direction. I could have been the victim to the world and the angriest dude ever and been like, I've been so screwed and this is so wrong. But I think what I did at that moment was like, let God run the show. I just called God in and was like, God, run the show. And the reason I was able to do that is because I've done a lot of that work, my shadow work, if you will, where I knew that like everything that was occurring to me was either my responsibility or meant to happen. Like at the same time, like I wasn't not part of it. I wasn't just some person at the wrong place at the wrong time. Like I'm an active participant in my life. So when I get dealt a bad hand, it's because I'm actively participating in the dealing of that bad hand. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not a victim of that fire. That fire was a blessing. At the end of the day, 2 years later, like my life's way better off where me and my wife are solid, man. Me and my children are solid, dude. Like like sometimes I sit and I'm like, oh yeah, like that rad piece of art that someone sent me is gone or things like that. But, generally speaking, it was the greatest lesson I've ever learned in this life. And that's all I could suggest is look inward, man. And when you look inward, the only person you can really get angry at is yourself, if that makes any sense. So speaking of like that kind of a thing, so I went and, the Mandalorian rights has a bunch of controversy going on with the Cara Dune character, right? What are they thinking? Do they like Disney and Star Wars finally has a product they like, and they go and they can one of the main characters in the thing. So on the Lego front, I was watching M&R Productions, and he put up a post. He was like, the only Lego set with Cara Dune minifigure is the that walker. And they're like, buy it. And I went and I scooped it up right before the prices went up. I don't think you can get one anymore, dude. Like I got the AT-ST walker with the Cara Dune minifigure in it. Like instantly I was like, oh, scoop that up. And I got it for a discount too. It was on sale on Amazon. Like it was one of those things that happened to be on sale, but I was on it. And if you've watched anything with the Cara Dune, like any like toy action figure related to the Cara Dune character is like blown up. So on the Lego front, like I already put the box into storage, but I did get the AT-ST walker with the Cara Dune figure. I can't believe that I dropped my Disney subscription immediately. Like that's the only reason I had subscribed was the Legoers were like, hey dude, you should watch The Mandalorian, dude. And I was like, all right, I'll go check it out. And that my subscription runs out like on the 28th. So I'm watching the last of the Star Wars and some Clone Wars. And yeah, you got that one on a whim. Yeah, that's apparently it's the hot commodity in the Lego Star Wars game, dude. Ah, Quab and I, man. You missed a good one too. We were talking about overcoming anger after the fire, dude. We just finished up building too. Number bag 3. Long weekend, dude. This is one of the more I think these streams are kind of cool because I'm sort of shot out like Sunday night at 11. And you never know where it's gonna go. But we were talking about not being a victim to anger and being Quab Andy man, longtime viewer. Takes me to the mat every now and then. Makes me account for myself, which I always appreciate. But yeah, we're in that. So that's the thing with the whole carrot. Yeah, anger can be addictive. I try to stay out of anger, man. I'll get fired up, but I don't get angry anymore. It's pointless. Where are the parts for this thing? Where did I put the extra? Oh, there they are. The extra parts bag, dude. You get you a little baggie of extra parts. Want some extra parts, man? Sell these down on the corner at the outside. Sell them outside the Lego convention. Hey, man, I got a dime bag of extra parts from a Mandalorian set, yo. Want it? Want some? You want some? Want some of that? I still have a sick sense of humor, dude. But yeah, so I'm trying to do the thing where I put some I'm trying to do the old versus new on Fridays at 2. At Fridays at 2, I'm doing old versus new. So I put the my first kind of like regular episode with the Scout Walkers, and we're finding our space with it. I had a big talk with the wife. We're everybody's trying to reinvent their space right now because no one knows really what's going on anymore. Who knows? Like trying to let God run the ship. And like really let God run the ship, not just say you're letting God run the ship, but like really letting God run the ship, which is easier said than done sometimes, man. It's pretty easy to let God run the ship when your house burns down and you got nothing left. Like it's real stripped down. But when you like, that's I think the interesting thing, right? Like look, we got Legos, dude. Like And we have abundance in our life, dude. So it's like the more abundance you have, the almost the harder it is to let God run the ship, dude. Um, I looked up what the Lego Ambassador is all about, and it sounds like a bit of a racket, which sucks that it might be corrupted. Yeah, it's probably a hustle. Everything's a hustle nowadays. I like to have you seen all the new? I like the new bonsai tree. I'm super into the new bonsai tree. I'm into the bonsai tree, and I like the blacksmith shop. I'm really fired up on the blacksmith shop, dude. But yeah, we'll see. Yeah, overcoming the whole thing is gnarly, but the trick is like you get back into like you recreate the new life, and it's not raw dog anymore. You know what I mean? Like it's really like when the chips are down, it's like Job and the whole thing. Like it's super easy when you've been stripped of everything to be like, it's just you and me, God. Like, what are we doing? And then you got all this material stuff again, and you're trying to figure out how to navigate the whole scene. And I think that's a lot of where people are right now. Is like, everyone's still got like the vestiges of their reality, and they're trying to hang on to it. And like, it's hard to let go. It's super hard to let go. And even if you've been through it all, like that, even if you've been through the like giant, like losing everything, it's different than like having it all and like being willing to give it back, dude. It's easier to have nothing to lose for me. Yeah, it's way easier when you got nothing to lose. Well, that's the definition of freedom, right? Is freedom's when you got nothing left to lose. When you have a bunch of stuff to lose, like, I think like if I think about that on like a deeper level on the on what it is this thing's rad, dude. I gotta admit, this thing's super solid. Like this is a armor plated device. But when I think about like, yeah, we rebuilt our life out of the rubble of that fire. And like, yeah, it's hard to like be in this place where it's like, oh wow, it's all in flux again. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, Baby Yoda's just hanging out. Look at the Baby Yoda's got a little spot up there, dude. Thing's pretty rad. I like the Baby Yoda minifigures, kind of rad. Right there, like Baby Yoda. The child. The child. Where are you hiding the ship, man? So where are you hiding the ship? I'm hiding it in the closet, dude. Right now. It's getting bigger. Owl's pretty good. He's got so much going on with his own like Lego universe. He's been doing this thing out in the dining room where he's making stuff. He's so into. I got him so sidetracked with all the Jurassic Park stuff. Like he's super content with. He doesn't even need to touch the Star Wars anymore. He's all Jurassic Park all the time now, which is kind of cool. Please like and subscribe. Yes, thank you. Please like and subscribe. Yeah, but I know what you mean about the hustle. I got onto the LAN, or what is the LAN website. It does seem like somewhat of a hustle, but my general vibe with the Lego universe is it seems pretty positive, man. Like, I don't like the people that are in the ambassador program aren't like hustling like Legos. That's the thing. I've checked enough of their videos out. They all get the stuff, and they aren't like, oh, dude, buy it here. Here's my affiliate link and all that stuff. Like, there's no one affiliate linking it. I mean, there's people doing the Google, like the Amazon link stuff, but I could do that too, dude. I don't do any of that stuff. I'm a real bad YouTube businessman, but you can buy some t-shirts. I need to get like a Lego t-shirt going on, like a Lego bowl cut thing or something, dude. I don't know. But anyway, I'm fired up. This is a good looking craft so far. I'm sort of bummed it blew up. I wonder when we're going to get the Bill Burr minifigure, right? The Bill Burr minifigure, dude. I can't believe they canned that girl, dude. Cara Dune is like the bomb character, dude. That man, they blew it, dude. Disney made a giant mistake getting rid of her, dude. Yeah, I don't know. You got to be skeptical about anything that's I don't know. That's why I like the whole Lego thing. Is Lego's like a real safe space for me, man. In a world gone mad, Lego's pretty much the only thing that seems to be somewhat sane. I mean, there was the big fracas about the new base plate, the new road base plates, which people are all up in arms about, but like that's as toxic as the Lego world's gotten for me. Was the thing. I don't like most people aren't in the Lego gossip world. I just peripherally touch it, but people were super uptight about the new Lego City road plates. And like, because they don't link up all like with the other flat base plates, and people were crazy. And then they got on Jang Bricks because he's like, well, you just add a piece of this paper underneath the thing, and yeah, but if I guess the thing is if the drama in Lego is about which base plate's better for your Lego City, that kind of drama I can fully like be like right on, dude. That is a drama that is like effervescent, relaxing. Like, okay. Like there was the big the big drama last year in the Lego universe was they had built this Lego. It was like the Osprey, but Lego doesn't make war toys, right? Ironically, yeah, Lego doesn't make war toys, just space war toys. But so they don't make military stuff, right? But they'd made like the Osprey, but they'd called it like a rescue thing or something. And but they pulled it from the things, but somehow it had gotten out, and people were up in arms that had gotten it and didn't get it, and that they were taking all these like completed Lego sets. They were boxed, like ready to get distributed, and pulled back the distribution and went and grinded them up, dude. Like recycled them back into Lego dust, and like. You know what I mean? Like people were just like, dude, just let us have the helicopter, dude. Enough already with this. But there's inside the thing is there's a big deal about like that thing. Like that's one of the and I actually I'm totally cool with the non-military stuff, dude. Like you can go to plenty of like places and get plans to make tanks and stuff with Lego parts, but I appreciate that Lego doesn't make military stuff. Like I don't let Owl have military stuff. He brought home a toy tank that he got at the dollar store, and I was like, nah, that's a fail. But he's like, it's for God's. Then he called me out. Then he was like, but there's tanks in Godzilla. And I was like, you kind of got me there a little bit. He's like, I need a tank for Godzilla to smash, my Godzilla to smash. And I was like, all right. I go, but like, and then I had to talk with him about how war is not cool and that this tank is for killing people. And like, we had to like a real adult talk about like war toys, dude. I go, I can't let you have war toys because like, this family isn't down with war. We're not cool with it, man. We ain't cool with it. But I go, if you need a tank to reenact your Godzilla thing, like what? That's where you got to balance it out as a parent, right? I could have been a super stickler about it and been like, no. But then I'm like, dude, I'm crushing Godzilla stories, dude. You know what I mean? I don't want to crush his Godzilla fantasy. He was playing with his friend, his little friend that he was with all weekend. That's like one's Godzilla and one's King Kong. They have their like whole fantasy world about it. Like, I'm not crushing Godzilla, dude. No, I'm definitely not crushing Godzilla. But I will not advocate military toys. So yeah, I'm totally cool with Lego not having military toys. But some people are uptight about it, dude. I'm not. I don't. Yeah, the imagination. I watch Al with his imagination, dude. I go, the only thing that screws up his scene is me coming in with my like nonsense. Clean it up, dude. Like, you can't leave all that stuff all over the dining room. He's like, dude, what does he call it? He calls it my wild. He'll set up the whole dining room will be covered wall to wall with like dinosaurs and snakes all laid out and stuff. His wild. He calls him his wild. And I'll be like, dude, you got to clean up your wild. And then he was gone one day and I cleaned up his wild, dude. And he walked in the house, dude. I've never seen him that mad before. He was so mad at me, dude. This was like 2 weeks ago. Came in, he's like, what did you do to my wild? I go, dude, it's this thing's been here for 2 weeks. He's like, set it up right now. Put my wild back right where it was. You did not know you. And he was like, it was a whole thing. He got up the next morning, was still mad at me about the wild. You're gonna put it back. You're gonna put my wild back. And then we talked about it. And we're like, look, the wild can be in existence from Friday when you get out of school till Tuesday night when you go to school on Wednesday morning. Like, you can have your wild for 4 days, dude. But I gotta be able to clean the floor. That's what I told him. I go, dude, I wasn't trying to take your wild out. I just needed to clean the floor, dude. He was mad, dude. Dad's gonna dad, dude. Yeah, dad takes heat. Oh, he's such a little artist, man. That's the thing with Owl, dude. He's a total like art guy, dude. He's super artsy, man. That's his like art station over there. He gets after it, man. But yeah, he's like super photographic memory too. It's like he knows right where stuff is. Like, if I went, it's all cleaned up out there because we were gone all weekend. But if I went and moved like one of his like animals in his wild, he would be like, where is it, dude? Like, where's the blue bronchiosaurus, dude? And I'd be like, what do you mean? He'd be like, there was a blue bronchiosaurus right next to that T-Rex, dude. What did you do with it? I'd be like, busted. Yeah, it's my wife laughs. She's like, my wife always goes this, I gotta take so much heat from him. She's like, well, because you're the one he trusts. No, boys, it's the safe parent. She goes, you're the safe parent, man. Yeah, you're gonna get that, dude. And I'm like, yeah, because our roles are reversed in this house. She's like, she gets to be the full like, come home and be like, oh, mom's home. Mom, dad's hassling me about this and that. Like, dad made me clean my room. Dad yelled at me, dude. Like, I get fully ratted out when mom gets home, dude. Like dad made me sad today, dude. That's his favorite one. He likes to throw up. Dad made me sad today. He made me clean up my wild. Ah. My wife laughs at me. She's like, yeah, how does it feel to be the safe parent? Huh? How do you like being the safe parent? Because she's the safe parent for the daughter. She's the safe parent for our daughter, dude. She gets her ass kicked, man. I get it, dude. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Al gets mad at dad. He's at that age too now. She gets mad. What are you doing, dude? What are you doing? But enough out of me. So hey, I was recommending an older video, and a boy, do I understand when people say they grow up so fast, dude. Oh yeah, dude, they grow up so quick, man. Dude, we were at his friend who's 4 months older than him for her sixth birthday, dude. He's gonna be 6 in 4 months. Dude, what happened? Remember when he was a little baby? Ah, good to see you, too. 365. Hey, man. 365. Yeah. Training wheels are long gone, dude. We ride out in the. You go check it out. When training wheels are long gone, dude. I've learned that to not interfere on certain things, dude. If I could give any advice to any parent who's new out there, don't force them. Let them take the training wheels off when they want to. Let them jump in the ocean when they're ready. The only thing that I advise is teach them to get them swimming lessons early. Because dude, he's totally safe in a pool. He's around water. I'm not worried, dude. He could fall in the pool and he's fine. It's yeah. Hey, what's up, Noah? Yeah, I skated a pool the day before Al was born. On the way to the hospital, my wife let me go skate a pool, dude. That's a cool. But that's the thing. And then then at the same time was um Guy Mariano was having his baby right down the hall from me, dude. Me and Guy Mariano passed each other, got in the elevator together. And we're like, dude, what are you doing here? We're like, we're having babies, dude. So Guy Mariano's girl is born the day before Al at the same hospital, which was cool, man. The skating weirdness right there. But yeah, no, it's what does Al think of trapping the squirrels? He's totally into it, dude. I take him with me. He's like, we're he knows we're not hurting him. He releases them with me. He knows what's up. He doesn't like him eating our fruits and our vegetables in the garden, dude. He's like, squirrels are bad. The fat squirrels, dude. Nah, he's cool like that. I think that's the thing, man, is I don't shelter him. I talk to Al like an adult, dude. Like my wife, I'll tell him what's going on, dude. Like, I don't shield him from the world. I mean, I don't tell him the gory details either, but I'm like, he knows what's going on. I'm not one of those people that are like, oh, don't, no, like he's there with me, dude. Yeah, I don't do baby talk, man. Nah. I've never been into that one, man. He's yeah, they know more than they know more than I do. He knows more than I do, like on a deeper cosmic, like pyramidal level. Like he's closer to God than I am, dude. And so like why would I like talk to him like he's beneath me? And that's my thing, is like he's like, it's funny. I had a cool conversation with him the other day about, like, I literally sat down and talked to him about, like, so what do you think, man? Like, what should we do here? Like, you know what I mean? Like, gave him like the first bite at the apple. Was like, what do you think we should do here, man? How do you think we should solve the problem? And he's pretty sharp. Yeah, it's a trip, man. It's a trip, dude. So yeah, my advice back to the parents, if there's any up and coming parents out there, is don't force your children to do anything that like, because they're already doing it. Like I learned, like especially with like teaching them stuff, like if I force him to do it, he's automatically like, no. But if I let him want to do it, he'll like him writing. Like if I let him learn to write via his like teacher at school and and do the whole thing, he'll come home and be like, I want to do this. But if I were to if I sit down with him and like, all right, Al, let's hang out and like work on your letters, he'll be like, no, sorry, not doing it, dude. And I'm like, what's your policy on the smartphones? Yeah, we're pretty much on they pick it up by osmosis, dude, which is trippy, but like we don't give it to him. Like he knows enough about it. Like I'll sit with him, like I'll watch like skating videos or something. But as far as like he knows the music but as far as like, nah, we keep him away from all that stuff, dude. Like I'll sit and like kick back and watch like skating or something. But like generally speaking, yeah, we don't have a TV in the house, dude. We don't do any of that. Like I'm pretty adamant. Like that's the one thing I come down on my wife about. Like she's different about it. Like she'll be like if I'm gone surfing or something, she'll like let him watch. It's not like anything but like nature channel stuff, like like watching snakes. He loves like what. So I'm like kind of cool with it, but I'm also like not that cool with it. Like my trip about it is if you're gonna let him watch something on like again, we're watching nature shows, so it's as I believe you should sit and watch it with him. If you're gonna do that, like the babysitting thing, we don't do that. Like here, take this and go sit over in the corner. No, we're not doing that, man. That's what books are for, dude. Like the books, like he'll go and take books and we'll be like, take some books and go entertain yourself, dude. It's super, the screens are super dangerous. Like I know that like I can see the difference, but we've got him far enough along, I believe, where we've saved enough of it. He's never been a kid like that's in this like at the supermarket like walking around with this phone. Like, we don't do any of that. Like he doesn't. Like I have a friend who puts like a screen behind their seat in their car. Like we don't do any of that. He's never sat in the car while we're driving somewhere with the phone on. Like, does he know every like if I go to like he'll be like he knows all the music. Like he'll be like I want to listen to Radiohead, dude. Like I do this. I'll be like, what do you want to listen to? I'll be like, oh, I want to listen to Marilyn Manson or I want to listen to, this or that. Like he knows what all these album covers are for. Like he knows how to get around in the music. But like, as far as like us being like, here, go turn off your mind because I want to be like, no, we're fully super interactive with our child. Yeah, we don't pass the phone. No, kids have no idea what's going on. No, we're super on the different program with it. Like he goes over to his like my one thing where I've fully like allowed it to be is if he goes over to his friends' houses and they have different most of like his other friends, they're pretty cool with it, but like he came home the other day, like 3 weeks ago, and was like talking about Scooby-Doo, and I'm like, Scooby-Doo? Like, and he's like, yeah, I'm watching. Me and Dusty have been watching it, and I'm like, Okay, so you and your little friend are watching Scooby-Doo. That's cool. Like, you're watching it with your friend and you're having fun together, playing Scooby-Doo, and like you watch Scooby. So I watched the Scooby-Doo with them. It was like funny, dude. Like I was like, I haven't watched Scooby-Doo since I was his age. Like, all right, like him and his mom watched Spaceballs, dude. Like I, I could get super uptight about it, but I've had to like I do believe this. This is the one thing that I do believe. The more you make it a forbidden fruit, the more they want to see what it is, dude. So he knows enough now that like if he knows enough that it bothers me when he watches the screen that he doesn't bring it up, dude. You know what I mean? Like, but he knows when he's with his mom, she'll let him watch like a nature show or something, or and I'm cool. I've like that's the difference, right? The safe parent thing, versus like that's totally cool. Like, but I've had to like balance that out within myself. Like I was super adamant about it in the beginning, like, and I've held strong for years now. Anyway, I hear the cat. Come on, Mike. What? Come on out. But I think it's like anything else. Like we've been through like this chocolate chip pancake thing for a while now. Like that's what he wants for breakfast, chocolate chip pancakes. But today, like, but he goes up. So the other house we go to, so this is how different it is, right? The other house that allows a little bit of Scooby-Doo in their thing, they don't have any televisions either. But they let the little Scooby-Doo and this. They're super about the food thing. We're a little bit more slack about the food thing. Like we eat organic and all that stuff, but we're a little bit more like lazy, if you will. And so they're all like about the fresh fruit and stuff. So yeah, the mornings are tough. It's pain in the ass in the morning. I'm lazy. I'll be like that. I'll own it. And so he's been so we had a big talk. This is what we had the big talk about breakfast. I was like, look, man, like the chocolate chip pancakes have sort of run their course. I enjoy making them for you and all that stuff, but I think it's time that you kind of start eating more fruits and vegetables. And he's like, more fruit in the morning. And he's like, all right, dude, but I want strawberries and raspberries. And I was like, I didn't push it. Like when he was all like on this chocolate chip pancake thing, it kind of came out of the blue. I don't even know how it happened. Like I think I made him camping one time and he was like, I want that every day. And I would be like, nah, you can only have it every other day or every third day or something. And then it was like, boom. But I intuitively knew if I tried to force it, he was never going to give up his chocolate chip pancakes. So yeah, I just was like rolled with it. And then I sat back and was like, so now are you ready? And he's like, yeah, it's cool. We can now eat fresh fruit for breakfast. And I'm like, killer, dude. So I think that's my thing. My thing about it is you kind of got to let some of this stuff run its course. And I wouldn't have known that in the beginning, kind of. I think you sort of learn it a little bit because there's no real handbooks. You can read all the dumb books you want, dude. They still are pointless. Like I got all the dumb books. They're Greek, dude. They're pointless. You just don't know because you got to figure it out. Each child's different. Like my other buddy, his son's a total different kid. Like he'll run it. He's fully like does things differently, but this is what's trippy. He was way better at the bike When Al still had his training wheels on, his little buddy was off the training wheels like 9 months earlier, but Al's off the training wheels now and rides a bike better than him. It's very interesting. Like he stopped progressing while Al like is come out of the gates hot. Yeah. The phones with the information that's not instant, dude. Dude, the reason that an older generation can deal with these things better is because we know how information works. I know that the logic of the dictionary. Like most of these children now don't know how to use a dictionary. And you could argue that, like, well, what's the point of knowing how to use a dictionary? Like, you can just look it up online. That's not the point. The point is that dictionaries are logical. There's a logic to how a dictionary works and the structure of a dictionary, how the word has its adjective and it's broken down, and the pronunciation and the definition 1, 2, and 3, and the synonyms and antonyms and all that stuff are in the dictionary. But knowing how to use a dictionary is this logical thing. It's like knowing how to do research. Like, yeah, you can look up stuff online all day long, but I come from a generation that you had to go into the library and like follow the leads, if you will, and be like, okay, like, and where the new thing's been screwed is they're going to cut off all the information here real soon, and nobody's going to know how to go do any research anymore because there aren't any more libraries. Dude, people know how to look at books. People don't know logic anymore. And most of the information, what you learned in the education process, from my perspective, was how to find information, how to that, like I grew up with encyclopedias. Like I had my own set of encyclopedias when I was a kid. Like encyclopedias were rad, dude, because you had to go in and like look. The Dewey Decimal System for sure, dude. Talk about arcane. But what I'm getting at is knowing how to use an atlas, knowing how to use all these books. It's not so much what the books are, it's how information has a logical, systematic rhythm to it, a matrix that once you know how that matrix works, you can apply that matrix to anything, dude. You know, like this thing is a matrix destroyer in the sense of it is the matrix, but it teaches you not to know how to problem solve like anything. Like half the reason I was able to become a good carpenter is once you figure out the grid of 16 on center and like the basics of it all, like it all falls into place, and you're like, oh, it's just like it's just like how the library works, or just like how the dictionary works, or an encyclopedia works, because all these things are based upon the same sort of understanding of logical distribution of information, man. I don't know. It's like the cookbook for the joy of cooking, dude. You know, I used to watch you years ago around the bowl cut days. Amazing to see you've grown and journey. Much love from Cheese State of Melbourne. Ah, oh, the Chinese state of Melbourne. You guys are under lockdown again, aren't you, Alex? I heard 3 cases. Ah, but school reports, doing encyclopedia, having to take notes. And remember when you had to do a report and you would have to like do the index cards where you'd put all your information in. There's a specific way you do an index card. Like those index cards you get, most kids don't know that they're designed for a specific way to be used. I don't really remember, but I remember that like you would lay it out in a thing, and then you would have your sources and the page numbers, but we don't know that. Yeah. Our Dern lockdown. That's conversation for a different channel, dude. We're talking Legos, childlike stuff, man. But I should probably get going here. It is 12:30, and we'll be back tomorrow morning on the other channel. We'll get fired up about what's going on. I highly recommend the No Agenda podcast. No Agenda podcast with Adam Curry, John C. Dvorak. If you want to know what's going on, they break it all down pretty well. And with that said, thanks for being here. We'll be back next Sunday night for the Razor Crest number bag 4. And we're just clicking bricks, man. Clicking bricks. This was like half clicks and half bricks and mostly talks. But yeah, we're keeping this channel mellow. That's why I'm pulling out. I can already sense it's going towards where we go on the other channel. So we're not doing that here, dude. I don't mind talking mellow stuff. Child rearing, I think, is Lego appropriate. You know what I mean? Like talking about how to raise a child seems Lego appropriate. But the minute we start venturing into anything else, I don't think that's Lego appropriate, if you know what I mean. Keep on clicking bricks, y'all. And links down below. And this minifigure illusion reporting from somewhere on Spaceship Earth. Keep on building a better world, one brick at a time. Good night, everybody.